Hey guys, this is Rohan from Kids Review Tech.
What's up? This is Owen from Kids Review Tech, and today we will take a look at the iPad Pro and if it's worth it.
Apple released a new iPad, the iPad Pro. The iPad Pro, as its name suggests, has a much larger screen than other iPad models, at 12.9 inches. The iPad Pro sports a beautiful 2732 by 2048 Retina display. This puts it at 264 pixels per inch. This has the same pixel density as the iPad Air 2, but with a larger screen. Apple is also integrating quad speakers, giving a better stereo sound effect. This means that watching movies and gaming comes to life with these booming speakers.
The iPad also has quite a thin profile, and it is light for its size at 6.9 millimeters thick, and it weighs a whopping 1.57 pounds. As you can see, it's quite a slim tablet, but not as slim as its little brother, the iPad Air 2. The iPad Air 2 comes around at 6.1 millimeters thick and weighs 0.96 pounds, which is 435 grams. This is significantly lighter than the iPad Pro.
Another interesting feature that Apple has brought to the table is the Apple Pencil. The Apple Pencil is Apple's unique stylus, or for die-hard freaks, a digitizer pen, Christian, that can be used on the iPad in a way that brings more creativity. Pressure recognition is a new feature on the iPad Pro. It can also detect if you are tilting the pencil, and in turn, respond by making a darker outline. This is the Apple Pencil.
We've designed Apple Pencil. This began by re-engineering the touch subsystem of the display to measure both finger and stylus input on the same plane with optimal accuracy. When you're using the pencil, the system scans twice as often, allowing iPad Pro to capture more points in a single stroke. Highly responsive sensors built into the tip of Apple Pencil work with the iPad Pro display to detect position, force, and tilt. With force data, you can press lightly to get a thin stroke or press harder to get a darker, bolder stroke. Signals emitted from two locations in the tip calculate the angle and orientation to produce broad or shaded strokes. Its unique tip signature allows it to be used simultaneously with your finger. And with incredibly low latency, it has a responsiveness that feels like a true writing or drawing instrument.
There is one major setback though. The Apple Pencil will set you back $100, which is a lot considering it's nothing more than a sophisticated stylus. Most of the iPad Pro's accessories are quite expensive. The Apple Smart Keyboard case costs $170. The Apple Keyboard, though, features an efficient way of charging. It uses a smart connector, which are 3 circular pins that connect to the keyboard. Therefore, there is no need for Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Kudos to Apple for that. Microsoft also has a similar setback with their keyboard. If you want to buy a new Surface 3 keyboard, it will hit your wallet with its price of $130. Same applies for the Surface Pro 3.
Now let's see what goes under the hood and for the hardware. The iPad Pro comes with the A9X chip and with 64-bit architecture and the M9 Motion coprocessor. The A9X chip is supposedly 1.8 times faster than its predecessor 8X chip. This would make it a quite powerful chip, coming approximately at 2.7 GHz in comparison to last year's 1.5. The iPad Pro comes with 4 GB of RAM and has good cellular networks and LTE bands. It supports 20 LTE bands and up to 150 megabits via LTE. This is the same on the iPad Air 2.
The camera on the iPad is not mind-blowing. The iPad Pro has an 8-megapixel rear-facing camera, which can take good shots, but not for a photographer. It also has a very low-res 1.2 FaceTime front-facing camera, which is not going to help applications like FaceTime, which it's made for, and Skype. We do recommend, like for most other tablets, you do not use this tablet for photography.
Battery life is adequate, getting you throughout the day. Apple claims that the iPad Pro has up to 10 hours of battery life, which is on par with the iPad Air 2. This is sufficient battery life, especially when you're comparing it to the Surface Pro 3, which only will give you 9 hours on a full charge at 38.5 watt-hours,
which is on the iPad Pro. Apple has also announced that the iPad Pro will be running iOS 9. This means it will have a faster performance, a better optimized operating system, and more importantly, new features. iOS 9 has various features, such as checklists in the Notes app, a more improved newsstand, a search option in the settings, and much more. Out of all of these, in our opinion, the most interesting feature with this upgrade is the new split-screen multitasking. This should have come out for iOS several years ago, and with the screen real estate on the iPad Pro, it does come in handy.
Not feeling too well. So, now to the price. The iPad Pro has a base price of $799 for 32 gigabytes and goes up to $949 for 128 gigabytes. There also seems to be only one cellular model, which is available at the moment for $1,079 and has 128 gigabytes.
If you're looking for a tablet that has a great processor, can be used for gaming, watching movies, drawing, or apps that don't eat up a whole ton of RAM, the iPad Pro is the way to go. The iPad Pro is more of a recreational tablet, but not that one that can be used in an office on a day-to-day basis.
This concludes today's video on the iPad Pro. This is our first video, so we'd appreciate helpful feedback.
I hope you enjoyed watching, and feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.